Hi, my name is Annalee Kruger. I am the owner of CareRight Incorporated. I started CareRight in 2011. I used to be a social worker in long-term care 30 years ago, and every day I had families in my office because there was a medical crisis. Mom fell, she broke her hip. She's the primary caregiver to dad with dementia. Kids fly home and realize how demented dad really is and that he can't stay home by himself. And they're instantly blindsided by how confused he is. And they're instantly overwhelmed by having a medical crisis. Someone needs to be with mom at the hospital to talk with the doctors and advocate for her. What do we do with dad? We don't live in this area. We don't know what resources are available to mom and dad. So in 2011, after 18 years of working with families in crisis every single day, touring the care communities, but then spending 2 and 3 hours at a time with each family, helping them understand aging, helping them navigate the healthcare system, understanding what care options they have, and then just opening the doors of communication about the what ifs of aging. So in 2011, I started CareRight, and I was virtual by 2012. Why? Because families don't live near each other. And unfortunately, when families started moving away from each other, if they didn't invest the time, the money, the energy, and resources in maintaining relationships with each other, and if they've never communicated about the what ifs, what if dad has a stroke? What are we going to do when mom's dementia progresses? Most families don't talk about those types of things until they're forced into it, and that is a medical crisis. I work with families across the country. As a neutral third-party person, I facilitate your family meetings. There's about 20 different topics that are covered during a CareRight aging plan. The reason I break it down into 5 to 8 family meetings is because most of the time families come to me as burned out family caregivers. Their relationships all across the board with their siblings, with their aging parents is pretty dicey. Rarely are people getting along, and rarely do they see eye to eye. So I break down all of these components of the aging plan into 5 to 8 family meetings because it's so much information for families to have to absorb. We have to go at the right pace. Unfortunately, because families come to me in crisis rather than proactively when they first start to think about what are we going to do with mom and dad? I can't keep flying back and forth to Florida, or I can't keep taking time off work, or my husband's not on board with me having to leave for 2 weeks at a time every month just because mom keeps falling or dad's Parkinson's has progressed. So an aging plan is critical. Caregiving and aging can be a positive experience if you and your family have an aging plan. We find out what's working well, what's not working well, what are the goals, what are the resources, what are the finances available to pay for current care needs, but also future care needs, and where does it make sense for mom and dad to reside if no one is around them. So if you have to continually fly back and forth every time there's a medical crisis, maybe it might make sense or explore the notion of bringing mom and dad closer to whomever it is that can spend that type of time that they need. We also help families determine what type of care and help. We do all of the market research. So when we're talking about a potential move into a senior care community, we get all of that market research. We get the waiting list, the floor plans, the amenities. We look at their state surveys, any kind of media attention, whether good or bad, that they've received, their staffing model. So we do all of that market research for our families, and then we teach you how to do the tours with confidence, what questions to ask and what to look for. We teach you about the differences in levels of care. What is the difference between independent living and assisted living and memory care and skilled rehab and skilled nursing? So we teach you as a family so that you can make informed decisions. We also provide a 6-page how to be a bold advocacy checklist that we go over with you as well. We give you the tools that you need to be successful in creating this aging plan. And it not only addresses what the current crisis need is, but also future care needs. For example, What's your plan if you have two aging parents and they both need different levels of care? Maybe mom has dementia and she needs a memory care unit, but dad is doing great and he can get by in assisted living. If you don't want your parents in two separate care facilities, you have to plan. So we know that healthcare is never going to be the same as it was pre-pandemic. Every place is short-staffed. We need to plan now because we don't want to have our vulnerable adults even more vulnerable because we didn't put a plan together. When there's a medical crisis, things get really dicey really quickly and it's really overwhelming. And that is not the best time to make decisions. But unfortunately, because people wait until they're in crisis, they have to make crisis decisions. And then later realize, oh my gosh, that's not at all what we could have done if we would have planned ahead. So my name is Annalee with CareRight Incorporated. I offer a free 30-minute consult. Let's just talk, find out what's working well with your parents. What are your goals? Are you burning out? Is your family falling apart because you don't have an aging plan? The answer will be yes, eventually it will. So I offer a free 30-minute consult. I'd love to learn about your situation and offer some solutions if you decide that you want to work together. I've also written a book called The Invisible Patient, the emotional, financial, and physical toll on family caregivers. I wrote this book, it got published November of 2021. I've had literally thousands of families in my 30-year career of helping families say, I wish that there was an owner's manual or what to do with mom and dad as they age. So I wrote one. This is available on Amazon, Kindle, and Audible if you're interested. It's called The Invisible Patient, the emotional, financial, and physical toll on family caregivers. I hope to see you soon and be well.